would you look at that? You have found your way back to the Endes.
Meow. Sigh.
Special guest starring Sin today, everyone. Woohoo!
You're uninvited. That's the Alanis Morissette song for Sin specifically. Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to the pod, everybody. I'm Todd.
And I'm Nate.
It's another week. Another week of great news politically, mentally, So welcome to your distraction. Oh shit. Oh no. There's not even a delay. This is just us. Guys. Hold on, Nate. I'm just going to say welcome to your distraction, and then you can go, it's sad. Now go for it.
It's sad that that's our normal, cadence of, all right, this is our normal news, and we're just living it again.
The doom scroll is real. It's not even the doom scroll. It's just the doom open and oh my god scroll. You don't even have to scroll. It's just the doom open.
Yeah, that's completely fair. But, Todd, we're on this pod, the End of Psi. What do we do? Yep. Why are we called the End of Psi? Let them know.
We're the End of Psi because we're just normal people. Memento mori. We're mortal. We're going to end. It's just, we're just, living life. I could walk outside after this and get hit by a proverbial bus. We don't know. It's just, we're just making meaning out of the meantime. Does that mean anything to anybody? But anyway, we're the distraction between now and death. Okay. That's what we're here for. And we do that by reviewing movies and talking about the themes that we find in them. One week we'll do the review. Next week we'll do the themes. This week is the movie week. And Nate, what movie are we going to get to?
We are watching Your Name.
Todd?
Yes, Todd. Yes. I was ready for the jokes with it.
I was doing it. Yeah. It's a wild name. I get it when you watch the movie, but it's called Your Name from 2016, but we'll do that in a little bit. In the meantime, Nate, we teased making meaning.
Yeah.
Do you want to do your meanings? My meanings?
You can start us off.
Okay.
I know what has been going on in Todd's world.
I don't have great meanings to be perfectly honest. I mean, I did lie to the audience over the last couple of weeks and to you. Remember when I was playing coy and I even said I'm being cagey about my answer and I was like, I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion and you were like, that's a union thing. And I was like, oh, really? And I have started collecting Union Arena because Nate and mutual friends are like drug dealers. And they're like, hey, here's a pack. Open this and read it out loud to us. What did you get? Read this out loud. Hey, you should do this. Hey, watch us learn this. So they're feeding me drugs. And then after, a year or so, I broke down and I was like, all right, I'll jump in. And so I sneakily went and got those decks. For Evangelion. And then I don't want to be a poser. So I started watching Bleach and I'm 60 episodes into Bleach now. And so I started getting the Bleach cards as well. So I recognize what's on the cards. I'm not just collecting to collect. I want to know the fandom that I'm watching. And I've seen all the Evangelion stuff. So, that's what I did. I just started, I've got a bunch of stores in the area and I would just kind of hit them up and be like, cool, they're out of everything all the time. So that's dwindled pretty fast.
I think that's just how it is nowadays, sadly, with TCG games for the most part. It's just scalpers.
Yeah.
And people just giving into it because they have that need to complete their collection, so they buy it from the scalpers. That way, it's just a system that feeds itself in a very bad way.
Yep. And I remember asking you, I was like, what are you guaranteed in a case? And so I said case by mistake, and you're like, oh, you're getting, and I was like, no, I'm not buying a fucking case. I'm not. I was talking one box because I know people will just get a box, and then that helps you quickly get to your the cards you want to play and everything. And I was like, I never saw a single box of anything except for Bleach one time, and that's when I was like, I'm gonna grab the Bleach box that they had. And so I did buy one box. That's the only time I've bought that much in one stint. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, everything else, I can't find half these things. But I do I did mention to you that I like the vibe, and obviously this is not news to people that have been playing it since the 80s or whatever the hell, but of Magic, like of the properties that they use and kind of the designs, like it's TMNT, it's Final Fantasy X, like it's these games that I grew up playing and these properties I love, so it works a little bit easier for me to jump in and be like, oh, I grew up with these products, and Avatar: The Last Airbenders, and there's a lot of, obviously they're making money hand over goddamn fucking fist with this stuff. And it works, but I do kind of like getting some of those booster packs just to see what's in there. And then, so, maybe that's the next foray.
Yeah. So I guess if anyone has any tips for Todd on that, let him know, and me, because I've done it once, a pre-release event for Magic the Gathering. We started at midnight and went until 4 a.m.
What? When and where?
This was
why and
years.
Who?
This was like 12 years ago.
Oh, you knew 12 years. Okay.
Yeah, and it's fun, but it's definitely, there's a lot to it, and don't know where to start, where to begin.
I will tell the listener where they can start, and you vicariously, because when I was looking into like learning it, they say download the Magic like Arena app. And then it'll teach you, you play against the computer and it teaches you, you have to do this to do this. And so you're learning how the game works. You have to play a bunch of matches as the tutorial, and then you can keep like doing achievements. So I started to do that where I'm like, okay, now I know I have to use this card to do this thing, or I have to have this type to do this. And you're starting to learn kind of the core mechanics. So if you do that and I do that, we could potentially play on that together, and then we could play real life.
Oh, shit.
This is Nerd Station pulling out of the station to let Nate talk about what he did in the meantime.
Yeah, so maybe a little late. I was going to talk about Easter, but, Easter's never on the same day every year. It's always changing.
Easter's every day for us Christians.
Us. I'm not part of that us.
Yeah, definitely part of that, yeah. Well, on that note.
So Easter, typical, you kind of hang out with family. Not like really celebrating it, but still like a family day. Went over to my grandparents' house and saw the running of the kids. And my God, it was ridiculous.
It sounds like the running of the bulls. So they just run down the street, like destroying things.
So like my grandparents' house backs up to a pond, and there's multiple houses around that pond. And then beyond that pond, there's more houses in that subdivision. So the homeowners association or whoever sets up a Easter egg hunt around that pond. All the kids
quaint
meet up at one end of the pond, and then at 2:00 is when it starts. As we're waiting for all the kids to walk around the pond to go up and wait for the 2 p.m. start time, there's some people that are walking along just picking up eggs, thinking it's fine. There's a kid that's going through picking up eggs, and I'm like, this kid's like 6 eggs deep right now. And then sure enough, their parents are there with them. Oh, let me help you pick up these eggs too. And I'm like, how is it that like we even yelled at these people from the deck at my grandparents' house of like, what do you
Jesus
put the eggs down? This is not how this works. You need to go to the start so it's fair-ish for everyone, even though it's still not fair because there's always bigger and faster kids than the little ones.
Yeah, I show up and I just throw everything down. 6 eggs deep. That's me at a dinner table with deviled eggs.
Those are the best.
Speaking of deviled eggs, Easter, it's that's the Antichrist of the food world. Okay.
But yeah, so finally, eventually these people heard us, and I think they felt enough guilt that they actually started throwing the eggs back. Granted, they had some attitude about it seemed, but it's still like, really? You're going to like think you were in the right this entire time? No, you're fucking idiots.
Amen.
But either way, that 2 p.m. hit, and this is where they're running the kids. I think it was like 50 to 75 kids all at once just running around the pond. God. And so many kids. I just, it was insane.
It was like crying and fighting?
Nightmare. Nothing that we saw.
Besides you and the people picking up eggs.
Yeah.
Other than that,
the only thing I did do is there's over by my grandma's fence. You can kind of see there, and there's this tree that's casting a shadow. And so when my nieces got closer and some of the other random kids got closer, I was like, oh, get the gold one right there.
Oh,
so they're looking around for a gold one. I'm like, it's in the shadow of the tree. They're looking around. I'm like, go to the fence, take 2 steps. It's going to be there at your feet. They're going to the fence, taking 2. I'm like, that's too small of steps. It needs to be bigger steps. And they're really just gullible and giving into this. So that was my enjoyment for the Easter egg hunt.
Evil uncle.
Yeah.
That reminds me of us like playing Portal way back in the day, which I think was the first video game you and I ever co-opted, right? I think that was the first time we ever played. Was Portal 1 and 2. Those were and I'm watching some people play. This has nothing to do with Easter. When I see people like with clips playing Portal, I'm like, how did you and I ever navigate some of these crazy puzzles? But we did it. We beat both of them.
Yeah. It's one of those like you could kind of go back to it and you're like, I forgot what this puzzle is.
Oh, we'd start from scratch every time. That might be maybe next time we're bored and we need a game, we'll jump back in and beat the portals again.
Yeah. So I guess that sums up what I did to make meaning out of the meantime. So we move into ins and outs, right?
Our ins and outs? No, I think our ins and outs, yes, it is ins and outs.
All right, ins and outs. Well, let me tell you my ins and outs this week.
Oh no! I need like a soundboard. I need the sirens. Oh, Nate's got ins and outs. Okay, I'm excited.
All right, my out is those kids and those parents with the Easter eggs. Those are out. Anybody that just disregards the rules and tries to think that they're in the right. That's my out.
I like it.
My in, but it's kind of out in a sense, is the astronauts in outer space.
Oh, look at this guy's getting deep. That's a level. That's another level of that's a meta in and out. Don't upstage me. This is my crown jewel. You talked about this is Todd's thing.
It's years after this. But yeah, the astronauts, was it the Artemis?
The Artemis
voyage?
2.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they had a interview with Trump where Trump was asking him something or he was talking and they just stayed silent. They didn't respond to him. They even said like, no, we didn't have connection issues. We just didn't talk to him.
Yeah. Dude, because he's defunding NASA. He's like the anti anything creative and smart. So obviously they don't respect him. And what is he going to do? They're like, dude, we're the furthest from space or from Earth in space than any human's ever been. Go fuck yourself. Like they were playing with the mic, I think, at one point.
Yeah. They're just spinning it in zero gravity. And that's it. Like, it was just great to watch.
Yeah, it is fantastic. I actually, in my updates, I did talk about, or I didn't talk about it, it's me looking at my notes, but I did mention that the Artemis 2, when they were up there, a really sweet moment that you can look up online is that they named one of the moon craters after the commander, Reed Wiseman's late wife. So it's called the Carol Wiseman crater on the moon, and it was like they did that in real time. And you can watch it, and just, everybody's like reacting and crying. It's just like, good luck, anybody. Like she's got this great thing named after her. And she has passed, obviously, but it's still like incredibly romantic, and good luck anybody trying to name a star after somebody. That was like the classic thing. Right. Good luck beating that kind of dedication. But no, so there's a lot of cool things happening up there. And I did in my notes, I did mention, so it's the Orion capsule, and they're like nearly 253,000 miles away from Earth. Yeah. And so it was like 240 something thousand miles that happened in 1970 by Apollo 13. That's the last time we were this far away. So
you think they just went up there and they just vibed with the miles, found their way?
They have to. That many miles? You're vibing. What if you just like brain fart and you're like, I don't know how to get back? Like, did anybody remember? So I'm just going to go with this.
Is that one Earth?
Yeah. 2 Earths. And it's not flat, by the way. We saw some good pictures. So
yeah.
So now it's officially my ins and outs, right?
Yeah, if you got them.
Okay, so I've got kind of a bold one here. I don't know bold, but I need this is me getting the opinion of you, Nate, and vicariously anybody that reaches out to me after they hear this episode. So my in, real quick, very simple, much different than what your in was. Your in was way better. Was wear a helmet when you're riding a motorcycle. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like wearing a seatbelt in the car. Just do it. And when you don't do it, people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, if you get in a car with someone who doesn't wear the seatbelt, you're like, what are you doing?
Just a helmet or like helmet
wear all
and
the stuff, but I
protective
think
gear?
the helmet is going to not... You might de-skin yourself or de-glove, right? If you're not wearing other stuff, but at least the helmet's going to stop your brain from degloving. So let's do that. So that's in. In is actually wearing helmets. What's out is my doctor. Now,
oh no.
Let me explain to you. So
Okay.
this is gonna get, I don't know if it's not like inside baseball, but a couple weeks ago, I've been going through like liver levels are high, whatever, peek behind the curtain, whatever, got the results back, and they were like, it's between, like, there's a range of 4 for liver levels. Mine's a 0 to 1, which I think everybody is a 0 to 1. Honestly, like, isn't everybody in the world a 0 to 1 in terms of how your liver's doing? Whatever, details. But anyway, I just see like a specialist for that kind of stuff. And so I responded to my doc, and I was like, hey, just an update since I last saw you. Here's all this stuff. Did the ultrasound, fibroscan, blood panel, all this stuff. And this is what the range was. I need to check back in 6 months. Trying to let my PCP know this is what's going on because he ordered him in the first place to go do this. And then while I was doing this, like, while I'm working on that or getting the response, I said, I would like to get an STD/STI panel run just for future partners / peace of mind. Because that's an adult thing you do when you're dating. That's just what you do. And I said, thank you for your time. That's all that message was. And then he responded to me. He says, etc. Like, he kind of acknowledges maybe that I did the other stuff, doesn't really respond to that though. And then he says, feel free to return to our clinic at any time for an appointment to discuss STI screening. Regards, Dr. K. And I was like, what the fuck do I have to go do all that for that? Like, literally, there's walk-in clinics for that. Like, I since when do I need to like ask you to just send a referral to go do that? These are things that people get monthly, like whatever. They're just a thing. And so then I responded to him and I said, let me get this thing up here, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me.
He's getting the facts straight, making sure verbatim what was said.
I do, yes. Okay, so I got it up here. So I said, 100% not trying to be combative. I just talk plainly. But do I need to spend time and money on an in-office visit to get a routine STI blood panel that I can share with potential partners? That's a pretty routine thing, so I'd hate to use a copay and time out of my day to do that. As always, appreciate your time. Like, just plain and simple. Like, I even like, hey man, I'm not even trying to be rude. I just want to know, like, do I need to do that? And he responded, I talk plainly as well. Everything we do requires time. Keep in mind that the average primary care provider sees 16 to 18 patients a day, many of whom are very ill, complicated, and require time and thought outside of a clinic appointment. Your particular concern does not fall into this category. Yeah, no shit, you fucking dipshit. That's what I'm saying. Why would I have to schedule an appointment to go talk to you if it doesn't fall into that? And then he said, also keep in mind that if you were to ask any other service provider, such as an electrician, plumber, lawyer, etc., to add on a service or test that was never previously discussed, they too would expect another appointment or consultation. You little fucking condescending asshole. No, they would not. I've had so many doctors. I'm 41. I've had doctors. I've been through this. I could literally talk to my old PCP that I don't even have anymore and be like, hey, can I go do this? And I'm like, yeah, so I responded. Or I didn't respond. This is my question. Do I respond? This is what I wrote in the moment. And then I deleted it because I went, I know I can jump to a burn bridge thing real fast here. And I really want to. So this was what the message I planned to send on I Need to Know. I said, you might want to have your team read these messages before you send them out. I was literally trying to get a simple STI blood panel scheduled from a lab to avoid taking up time in your or my schedule by requiring an appointment that adds to your 16 to 18 patients a day issue. Mind you, a panel that is a sexually active person has been given without issue for years and years by every other doctor in existence, including hundreds of walk-in clinics, because it doesn't require a 5-minute conversation that basically boils down to, quote unquote, are you sexually active? Yes. Would you like a panel to show future partners so they know you're safe? Yes. Okay, scheduled. Thanks for the copay and complete waste of everyone's time. The time I complained about in a message, by the way, end quote. Then I said, you are no longer my PCP, so now you have more time back. Thanks. So, do I burn that bridge and send it? Because what's my next meeting with him look like, right? Because I haven't responded. He thinks he's won. I don't want him to feel that way.
No, you don't want him to feel like he's won. He's on that power trip of, I'm a doctor.
Yeah. So what do you think? I'm going to stop pontificating on this.
I feel like what you said is perfectly fine. And it's one of those things like, do you feel like you want to go back to him as well? That's the other question. And so therefore, what does it matter? You can send that. You're not going to see him again. And I feel like what you said is completely justified in everything that he said.
Okay. So so there's only 2 other people that I told this to, both females, and they said, just don't go back. They're like, I just wouldn't respond. I just wouldn't go back. And I was like, but then he thinks he's won. Like, I should respond, right? Like, I should send something. So you're also in the boat.
Oh, no. Is it because we're males?
I don't know. But how dare he talk down
that final word?
How dare he? But anyway,
no, I feel like it's definitely something that still needs to be addressed. Granted,
right?
No matter what, he'll still be bitter about it and think he's better. And I guess also, if he were to show his employees, you're going to have either A, probably like, oh yeah, no, that's messed up without a patient. And then later on being like, hey, did you see what the doctor wrote to him? He totally deserved that.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So I think I'll send a response because I can't let him win, quote unquote. But it won't be because it's been a couple weeks since, right? And I've just been sitting on it. And I was like, now I was finger on the trigger, man. I was like, oh, God damn it. I was like, I'll get a second opinion. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but I was not happy. Okay. That's also what Todd's been up to in the meantime. Right. I'll report back on what I say if we remember to.
Yeah. All right. Well, I like it. He's out.
That's out for my week. Yep. That was a long out, but he's out. All right. I think that brings us to Nate.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Your name. Sorry about that.
Yeah. You said my name, but that's not the name of the movie. Your name. It's your name.
Are you ready to jump into this review?
Yeah, I am ready for 2016's Your Name.
Oh, you did it. I was going to be like, it's your movie. You got to spool us up, so you did it. You want to tell the listeners about this movie? And this might not be the longest review we've ever had. I think it's a pretty
straightforward and quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first off, Todd, this was your first viewing experience, right?
Yes, it was. Is this your first?
No, this is not.
Oh, I thought it was.
No.
Oh. No.
Thoughts on the movie?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I expected, because these kind of stories where they kind of mess with time and expectations tend to really stick with me. And I think I was kind of like, okay, like it seemed like pretty basic in terms of that, even though that plot is, can make you think. And I know it's like renowned. So I know I'm like on the outskirts of, I think, opinions on it, but like I didn't like dislike it by that. But I was just like, I was like, that was fine. Like it didn't like, it's not going to stay with me or be like, oh shit, that's why everybody's talking about it. There might be a reason I've never heard of this movie until now. I don't know. Even though it's like, it was like one of the top movies in Japan, I believe, for quite a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was animated, looked great off the bat. Like the songs, the look, beautiful. I started this movie. My first words were out loud in my home on my couch. Oh wow, that's beautiful. So that tells you. So I enjoyed the experience of visually watching this. I think the story has been done better by other groups.
Yeah, that's fair.
What about you? Why did you recommend it? When did you see it?
I still enjoy this movie. Yes, there is some parts where you're like, okay, it's a little bit of a stretch maybe, but overall, the animation is great. Definitely love the look of it. And then it's also a different take on the body switching aspect in movies like Freaky Friday and such.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And that is the conceit, is that the Freaky Friday, we'll get that in the synopsis. But I do like those stories. I think it's like, no matter when you tell that story, I'm always going to be interested in it because it's such a fun concept. So immediately it's going to be like a passable, like, oh, I'll watch this story. So even I didn't even know that going into this. Once I realized, I was like, oh, that's cool. But again, like I've just seen, I think, better iterations of that Freaky Friday kind of thing. But
yeah.
But I can see why it's your favorite.
Your Name is the story of high school students who suddenly began to swap bodies despite never having met, unleashing chaos onto each other's lives, and there's a natural disaster.
I added that last bit.
I was like, that seems so out of place.
Yeah, well, because none of that mentions the main conceit in the fucking movie. I was like, how do you not talk about the fact that it's based around a comet striking the area?
I think it's just, that's the surprise at the end, though. I was like, you don't know.
But it's literally the first scene of the movie that I said it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's falling through the clouds.
But you don't know where it hits.
But that, I mean, but you pretty much, when you see there's craters, like that's like the last half of the movie. I wouldn't even say it's the ending. It's like the second half. It's all about this. The movie turns kind of halfway through, I will say, like in terms of kind of poetic, like introspective to like Stranger Things, teens going to go stop this thing and turn the time around and get ready and prep kind of thing. It has a shift in there. Hopefully you guys are already ready for spoilers, but anyway, yep.
So it's directed by Makoto Shinkai, and I think this was the first in his like disaster series that he has, because he had Weathering You and Suzume were the other two.
Yep.
And
have you seen those?
I've seen Suzume also.
You saw the third
fantastic visuals. Yes.
You skipped number 2?
Didn't realize there was an order if there's an order to it. Like, it still works on its own.
That's interesting. Well, again, not to jump to the fun facts at the end of this movie, but these characters, and spoiler, show up in other of these movies. So
I had no idea on that, actually.
Well, you just learned a fun fact.
Yep.
They may have shown up in Suzume, and maybe you just didn't notice it. I don't know if Suzume is included in that, but I know that Weathering You gets that treatment.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it could have been like a small cameo. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think it's like main cast or anything.
And I watched them pretty far apart to really connect that link.
That's fair.
Cast. We don't have the voice actors, but...
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
That's on me partially. Here, let me...
I should have... I was doing like mad editing to like the copy and paste, and I just got into a habit of erasing a certain like line underneath, and I got rid of the... Oh, listeners, I don't know if this is going to be in the episode or not, but we're going to IMDb this in live time. I'm there if do you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead and take it.
So, actually, I'm going to back all this up real quick. Before we get into the voice cast and everything, how did you watch this movie? Because I watched it with subtitles.
I watched it dubbed.
Knew it. I knew it. I was talking to somebody recently, and I was like, guarantee he watched it dubbed. I knew it. Yeah. I'm not shaming you. I knew you weren't going to watch like the translation one. But anywho, one of the co-leads is, the character is Takigu, and that is voiced by Ryunosuke Kamiki. And then the other lead is Mitsuha, and she is voiced by Monet Kami Shirashi. And then, there's a bunch of other casts that, again, I would butcher them, so we won't go into them. Apologies. Look them up on IMDb. They're great. But yeah.
Real quick for my viewing, if you watched it dubbed, Taki was voiced by Michael Sinterklaas. So that's a long last name.
Yeah.
And then for Mitsuha, it was voiced by Stephanie Sheh.
Okay. Right
Much
on.
easy names for me.
Yeah, and I think we already butchered the characters' names, so we'll figure that out as we go along.
So yeah, movie opens up, like you said, meteor falling through the earth, or through the sky.
Kind of crushing through the clouds, and you kind of get like this lighting effect from like underneath them and stuff. Again, I said beautiful right away because it is really cool looking. Like, I just love the little effects they can do with animation and CGI to a degree. It feels almost photorealism mixed with animation.
Yeah. So during this, I think this is like kind of the first musical beat that's singing as well.
Yes.
And that's the punk band, the Wimps.
Yes.
And so you watched it normally, I guess you could say the correct way, whoever wants to say how it goes.
Sure.
The lyrics, were those in Japanese as well?
No.
Okay, so the lyrics were in English for the singing part.
Yes. As far as I recall, I'm trying to picture, but I remember being able to say like, shoot. How did that look? Oh, God. Because I'm like picturing it, but I thought obviously I see the English dub, but I can't remember if it was, I don't know. It wasn't, there's no way it was sung in English.
I thought I read something where they did redo the lyrics or whatever. They re-sang it in English for this movie.
Then I take back what I just said, and it was. And maybe that's why I'm confused, because I'm like, I know I saw the lyrics in English, and maybe it was in English. Oh, man. Either way, they sounded good.
All right, that's fair.
Guys, we're not professionals. What is this, Roger and Ebert or anything? No.
But yeah, we start with Mitsuha and her story being in this small town area, kind of introduced to her sister and grandma.
Yeah, this is the town we're basically focused in as Itamori. Itamorai.
Which is a made-up town.
Yes, it's all fake, except for Tokyo. Tokyo's real, but
yes. But yeah, we find out like she's not in her real body at this point. Or it's no.
Yeah, no, you're right. She's not.
Yeah. It's a bit of explaining before about them. It's one of those where it's very confusing because this movie doesn't do the job that like other body switch movies do. This is just like, it's there, it happens. You don't know what's happening until they explain it.
It's confusing. The first 15 minutes of this movie are confusing as fuck. Because, essentially what Nate's getting at is it starts with Mitsuha's body. Like, we see her wake up, and I put her in quotes, guys, because she wakes up, realizes, oh, I have boobs, starts squeezing boobs, realizes this isn't my room, like, where am I? And you go, oh, we're already starting in the switch. This is not the person we're looking at. This is actually the Takiga. But again, the movie doesn't tell you that until what it does is once they leave the room, the time jumps during that cut to the like 2 days later or whatever, like the day has passed. But it doesn't even allude to that. And so you were like, wait, how does this person now know how to braid the hair and talk to the like, everybody's like, you acted weird yesterday. And you're like, okay, so what I'm established here is we saw this person was not their body. And then we jumped to the day after that person was in their body and everybody thought they were looking weird. But this all happens within like 5 minutes. And so the cuts are they're just movie cuts and they don't like imply some sort of passage of time or anything.
Yeah.
It's so confusing off the bat.
The only way, sadly, the body switch is there is because waking up, it's Taki in Mitsuha's body feeling her own breast. Yes. And then, of course, the sister coming in, be like, are you touching your breast again? And like just the ongoing joke of that.
Yeah, Yatsuha keeps showing up as to wake her like, hey, breakfast ready. Why are you so obsessed with your breasts? And it is, I guess that is the touch point, not pun intended, of us knowing that the body is not theirs. And every day, Takiga is still totally obsessed with the fact that he's got boobs for a day. And there's no way around the logistics.
I mean, if you switch bodies with a female, what would what would your reaction be?
Oh, God.
I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Are we so like similar age, like 41 and 41 or something? Not like a weird like I didn't get swapped with anybody.
Yes. Nothing. No,
Like,
we're not. No,
we're not adding layers here.
Yeah.
What would I do? Okay, I do need a clarification. Do I know this person that I switched with, or is it this situation where you don't know the person you switched with?
Well, let's say it's a person you know.
Well, then I wouldn't touch the body, because then I would know the person, and I would assume I'd probably.
But you would touch a stranger's body.
If it's mine, it's fucking mine for the day or whatever. Yeah, I'm going ham on that thing. What? I assume they're doing the same thing to me. Like, they're not touching my cock. Mom, turn off the pod. But they're not doing this. Like, come on. If I'm in their body and I'm using their heartbeat and they're like, I'm the vessel, like, it is me. Like, what if I don't know that it's not for the rest of my life that this just happened? I don't know that it's a body horror yet, right? I don't know that I've even switched. Yeah. I'm just like, oh shit, I am this person. Yeah, then it's mine.
All right, you're doing it for science. Got it.
Yes, I'm doing it for Todd science. Would you?
Yeah, I would definitely be curious.
There's make it seem all innocent on your end. I'm the monster.
You're the one that cusses a lot, so yeah, it makes sense.
How dare you?
But yeah, no, I think there is definitely that point of, I would be curious as far as how their body works, but also if it's a person I know, then I feel like it would also be, I better understand them. Where I would be also eating like certain things where they're like, oh, this doesn't make me feel good. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to eat this and see what it tastes like and see how you feel so I understand that as well.
Okay, I can see testing like food or like if you know the person and their quirks and stuff, being like, all right, what is the taste buds the same? Do I have my taste buds? Do I think it tastes bad now? Whatever, et cetera, et cetera. But you wouldn't go fondling tits of somebody you switched with if you knew them, right?
If it's my wife? Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. You don't get to say it's your wife. No. You just made up a whole rule for yourself? No. This is... Pick any friend in your head. Are you touching if you switch? Yeah.
Any friend.
Yeah, you started this. You started this.
So, Todd and I switch bodies.
Okay. Yeah, great. You touching my cock?
I mean, I gotta pee. This has gone off the rails so quick.
You started this. You moved the goal, all right?
Yeah, I guess I'm sending that message to that doctor.
Okay. Look at, dude, he's skirting it, guys. He's red. He's skirting it all. Back to your name. We'll get this back on the rails here. And I think for the listeners' sake, Nate, I think we say the dude is T and she is M. Because we are going to butcher the name over and over again, and I don't want to feel bad about butchering the name. So, nickname T and M.
Okay.
That sound good? Sound like a plan?
Yeah, that works for now. I'll try not to mess that up even. But, yeah, so pretty much M, she's in class on one of the days where she's in her own body at this point. And this is where she starts to kind of wonder what's going on, because in her notebook, she sees a big page that asks, "What's your name?"
Yep.
And it's not her handwriting, and she's confused because in class, same as at home, oh, you're acting like yourself again today. People are wondering what's going on.
Yeah, and I mean, to the body swapping thing, she does have that moment where she says, something's there. When she looks down at her legs, like she just knows something's there, and then she does the reach down and like, oh my god! But yeah, when she's in the class, she's like, "Who wrote in my book? Did you write it?" And they're all like, "You're crazy! Like, what are you talking about?" And apparently they're just weird as hell. Obviously, I guess that would be the case. So all the friends are just like, "You were acting super crazy, almost Exorcist style." And then we jump to T, he's a waiter, and he's working. Or this is T being controlled by M. So the female is in the male's body. They have to go to work, and they're a waiter. And so they're in there, and it's the weirdest thing because M's acting all weird as this body. And this is so confusing for the listeners. It's confusing for us, guys.
Yeah.
We don't think about the logistics of having to explain a body swap movie. But so the fake T is they're serving, and there's these like bullies that I don't get their point. They kind of pop in, they never come back into the story, but they're just kind of like, hey, they eat their whole meal and is like, oh, there's a toothpick in my meal. And we know they put the toothpick in there and I want it free. And T, controlled by M, is like, well, no, I don't think we can do anything. I think you put that toothpick in. Like, what do you mean? And then basically the hot chick of the story, like the cool other waitress that's there, steps in. It's Ukadura, right? That's her. And Okadura's like, it's all fine. No, we'll comp your meal, da-da-da. And then this piece of shit pulls out like a box cutter / like switchblade thing after he got what he want from the thing and then slices her skirts. I don't understand the point of him doing that.
That was a weird one. I think they were, my guess is they had writing issues of trying to figure out how to show, I guess, the feminine side that M was in T's body at that moment of, oh, we'll have him sew on a fun design on the skirt.
Yes. It wasn't a conceit to do that. And I was like, their work skirt, and it's like a whole scene. It's not, I was like, oh, they're just going to sew it together and show that they can sew. And I was like, oh, wait, they did a whole thing? How long were you sitting there for? Where did you get the threads? Give me reality here, movie. How dare you? But yeah, the stitching was insane. But yeah, it does dignify, or it does like designate her skirt and like that character moving forward.
Yeah. So after that, they kind of start getting to the cadence of their understanding that they're switching bodies.
Yep.
From there, they set up rules and all that for themselves through kind of like a journal on their phones.
Yeah, basically notes app.
In there. Yeah. Yep. And just like, hey, no touching my boobs. Hey, don't do this at school, you know? Certain ground rules so that way they can seem somewhat normal.
Yeah, I did like that conceit of being able to leave each other notes. You don't often see that because in other body swap movies, they don't keep going back and forth. It's like, I'm that body and that's what I am. And so there's no need to, but to have this digital kind of modern way to do it was smart. And let me ask you a question, not to derail us again, but if you were switching with a body you didn't know or recognize you were in a different city, would you start to lose your goddamn mind? That would make you almost go into psychosis in my mind. If all of a sudden you were a completely different body, people were talking to you like you're that person, you would start to disbelieve your own thoughts and memories of your real life.
I don't know if I don't know if I would disassociate. I would just more be like, oh shit, I'm living a movie where I'm swapping bodies.
Oh boy, you're metaing me on this one.
I think that's where my mind would go at first of like, okay, either I don't think I would try to live their day life though and go through their daily routine.
No.
I think I'd be more concerned of like, okay, who am I switching bodies with and all that? And at that point, I would probably also look up myself, depending when this happened, what kind of technology is available.
Well, they clearly have smartphones, and this is 2016.
Yes.
I think it's told in as it is 2016. Like, I don't think they're not faking that. That is a big, I think, plot hole in the movie is that they could easily know who each other, like they not once.
Yes.
Then they have the full names, they have the family, they have the address, they know where their school is. But then like the second half of the movie is like, who's this person? I don't know if I can find her. It's like, dude, you spent days and days going back and forth between home and work and school as this person. You know exactly who the fuck this person is. And you would look up yourself. You would look up your address. Wouldn't you? Like, they just didn't do that?
Yeah, no, there's during the time they had the body swaps, yes, I feel like that's where the plot hole is. Granted, it kind of touches base on that later in the movie when T tries to call M and it's like, oh, this person is outside your cellular range or whatever it is. And so maybe that's more of a normal thing in Japan. But at the same time, like you said, your own home address, you would know. And the movie has explained, oh, it's kind of like a day's trip away. So you would still, regardless, take that trip. So that is sadly one of the big plot holes in it.
I will say, to give it credit, I think what it tries to explain, and this is, again, we're all over the place, but it is like they lean into the dream state of it where you wake up and your memory of the dream is like kind of there and then it's gone. And you even have great dreams, right? And like vivid ones. You're like, I'm going to remember that. I'm going to write that down. That's a movie. And then it's gone and you're like, how the fuck did I forget that? This is a real effect that's crazy. And I think that's what the movie is trying to say, why they don't keep track of stuff. Yeah,
because I think that they do also kind of explain that, I guess, as well, where they wake up and it's like, oh, why am I crying? Or why do I feel this way? And it's because that was them living the other person's day.
Yeah, they're getting those emotions kind of carrying over. It's like the teardrop or whatever. Yeah, it signifies like the time spilling. But
so yeah, pretty much you had the big montage of them swapping bodies.
this is the
From
date.
there, this is where M sets up T on a date with the waitress.
Akudura, yeah.
Yeah. And they also kind of stated like, oh, we're both not into dating, but they try to set each other up on dates or whatever. And, well, not both, but M tries to set up T.
Yeah, it's weird because they do kind of be like, they're both like very naive, or not naive, but like fresh to everything. It seems like they're both like not interested in flirting or doing anything like that. But then the minute they're in each other's bodies, they're really good flirters. They're like popular, like they can set up on dates. And I think M is bi, because I think we kind of get that notion that she really wanted to go on the date with Akudura.
Yeah. Because she was always talking as her day was going, realizing that T was on the date. She was like, oh, they should be here at this point. Oh, this is where they should be at their date at this point. And right now we should both be looking up at the meteor at the same point.
Yeah, well, because M even says when she's like not as, T on the date, she's like, oh, I really wanted to go on that date, but I guess he'll be the one to do that. So when she shows like this sadness that she's not there with the waitress hot chick, right? Like, and that sounds like, okay, maybe there's another little side story there, but we don't really go into that.
No. From there, you get kind of T and M's body hanging out with the grandma and the sister going to see a shrine of some kind.
Yeah, it's what is it called? I don't know if I didn't write down the shrine name. I don't know if I doubt it was a real shrine because it's a fake area, but it's part of the Goshentai crater, and it's like this little rock kind of stone thing right in the middle of this crater. It's a really cool like look when you're inside of it. It reminds me of, there's a thing in Elden Ring where you're like walking on a crater tip. Anyway, for people that have played Elden Ring and see this movie, you'll see the similarities. But yeah, it's a far journey. They make it seem like it's quick, but it's forever. And T as M, as the female, is carrying the grandma the whole way. And I was like, there's no way this grandma makes this trip normally. Like, they stop in a cave and have lunch.
I don't think they make it normally, though. I think it's maybe once a year that they do this.
But that grandma's not making it in one day.
You don't know. Maybe she's had a rough year this past year. That's why she needed to be carried. All right?
Ain't no way. But all right, let's pretend grandma's magic and she gets there. But they do get there, and they offer up what do they offer up, Nate? And you I know you want to talk about this particular item that they have.
They drop off sake, which earlier they were doing a dance ritual kind of festival thing, something of their culture, where
they're like keepers of the shrine. Yeah, and like this god or this kind of area. Yeah.
And they're chewing up rice and creating sake. And that's what they offer up into the temple.
Yeah, it's a specific kind of sake called Kuchi Kamizaki, and it's fermented with M and her younger sister's saliva. So basically, they chew it up and then they spit it into a jar and then seal it and let it age. Nate, are you drinking that?
If that I know who chewed it up, yes.
What if I chewed it up?
I'd probably try it, actually.
No, you don't get to say my wife. Okay, don't get to pull
I didn't say your wife. I didn't say my wife. I said I would try your sake wine.
Guys, he's touching me when he's in my body. He's drinking my saliva when he's not.
I'm just curious as, yes, the taste of it, because that is an old-fashioned way that they make sake.
Yes.
And granted, it was a little different back in the day because it was usually, sadly, Japanese people were like, oh, the ladies, the young, attractive ones, those are the ones that would always chew up the rice and sake, and that was more of like the better, the hotter the lady, the better the sake they would stay.
Is it like almost like geisha type stuff?
I think so, yeah.
But either way, we get the sake, and we also
hold on. You're not trying the sake?
No, not absolutely.
What if it's your own?
My own fermented I don't even want to drink my own spit that's been sitting in a jar. Like that's like drinking your mouthwash. Not even normal people want to drink their own mouthwash.
All right.
Or sorry, not mouthwash, backwash, I should say. Backwash is much different than mouthwash. I'll drink mouthwash. All right. But anyway, aside from that, we get this is kind of the, not to pun it, but the intertangling theme of it is musubi is the conceit that it's like everything's braided together, and there's like they show this braiding of people and the flow of time, and they basically say they keep repeating this line, and it's they converge and take shape. They twist, tangle, sometimes unravel, break, then connect again. Musubi is nodding. That's time. And even when you consume something that joins your soul, that's also musubi. Like and that is this whole story. They're intertwined. It's the braiding. It's the hair braid that goes in there. It's the umbilical cord they talk about. Like everything that connects people together. And it's cool conceit that they put through the whole movie.
Yeah. Well, also that's another name is red string theory or red string fate, where that's the big part of it too, where your fates are always intertwined. And as much as I hate the fact of like, oh yes, your fates are aligned. This is what's going to happen. You guys are going to meet. I think they still told a good story with it, but I always still do kind of hate that, like, oh, no matter what, your fates are intertwined.
Yeah, we've talked about fate before in a previous episode. So tune into that if you want more fate talk.
Yeah, can you drop which one that was?
Hold on, let me just open up this. Let me go into. Hold on, let me go in my library. Let me click on that title. Let me look here. It is no. Actually, that was the Valentine's Day one of the side quest, episode 77.
Oh, there you go. He got it. He has done it.
I mean, I've got my phone right here, so. But that to quickly move along. I mean, this movie kind of goes back through the same kind of things. It's a lot of repeat and showing like how they're swapping and stuff. But we do get a lot of the big elements of it here. And again, really early on, they talk about the comet Tiamat that is expected to pass nearest to Earth on the day of the autumn festival. This is the smoking gun of the movie. They're like, this comet's coming, and you go, oh, well, no shit. The comet is what is doing this body swapping thing. That is pretty apparent to me at that point.
Yeah. And obviously we have jumped around because now would be the date. But we've already talked about that.
We did. We can move along.
And so from here... Oh, good.
I don't want to... I said I don't want to, but I do want to cut you off because... we were talking about later how he doesn't know where he's from, right? He can't figure out where, or T is looking for M later on. He, on this date, sees the town and the crater, and he stops and looks at it, and he's like, oh, I know that place. Yes. He doesn't go back there when he needs to find it?
No, I think that's where, I guess you could say, I don't know if you want to call it the laziness of the writing here, or the fact of like, oh, that dream state of like forgetting.
Yes.
And all that, where it never aligns back.
Because he was not in a dream state during the date. That was him as him.
No, but I think I'm wondering if like they just didn't get a chance to explain that.
Maybe.
Even though they were kind of coherent with some stuff, they were still kind of, oh, I don't know what's happening. Maybe they actually only knew what was going on in each other's bodies based through the notes, and that was it.
Right. That's true. Okay. We'll say that. He also dropped the ball on a baddie that wanted him because he starts to fall in love with M because like they're having this change and they kind of start to have feelings for each other just based on experiencing their lives. And so when he's on the date, she's kind of like, you kind of seem interested in somebody else, and he doesn't really answer, and you're like, all right, dude, she was down to clown. But anyway.
I think that's when he realizes, oh shit, I am.
Yep. Yeah. And then the body stops inexplicably.
Yes. Yep. Pretty much, you have the line of, oh, we never switched again.
Yeah, I hate it when a movie does that. It's always sad.
Yeah. And that was the night of the comet that went through. Yep. So I think we kind of have an idea what happens, but...
They don't tell you outright. Again, the movie kind of says something and then shows you up to that point a little bit later. Yeah. As they swap. So we never switched again. And you're like, oh, well, that... I hate it because the movie is telling you you're never going to see this again in the movie. And you're like, oh, come on. That's like the whole fun of this thing. But then you're like, oh, it adds an extra element and depth, which I do appreciate in that regard.
Yeah. So from here, he's trying to remember everything. Obviously, his memory or whatever you want to call it is fading of this whole body switching experience. And the only way he has to remember is he draws the town.
Yes.
And that's
great
like
drawer.
this big concrete thing of like, this is what I need to find is this town. So he goes on a search with the waitress and
his friend,
a friend of his. Yeah.
Sukasa is not the name. That is like Mikasa as Sukasa, but it's Tsukasa. So again, not trying to be insensitive. Don't remember how to pronounce your name. I'm talking to the character. Don't know how to pronounce your character. Sorry about that.
They have this whole big search. They get on a train and they just make their way to different villages or whatever. It's just a weird search that they end up in a ramen shop, eventually finding someone that recognizes the drawing after they were going to give up on the search in general.
Yeah, I mean, ramen shop, that's right up your alley right there.
And that should have been my theme. Damn it.
Oh, that's a good call. Oh, no. But I gave the movie credit in terms of like, these friends are friends on both sides. T and M's friends are just like, you're a psychopath. You're changing bodies. You don't remember this day you acted like this person. They're like, you know what? I do believe that you're switching bodies with somebody else. Let me help you figure it out. They're just down to do
both sides. Both sides too. On M's side, true friends as well.
Yes, absolutely. So in the ramen shop, the dude that recognizes it, and I was like, cool, he sees it. I was like, nobody, or he kind of has a vague idea, but I was like, nobody understands the giant crater that he drew with the very specific town that he drew. I was like, come on, guys. You guys don't know about the famous crater that we reveal had a very big impact, pun intended, on Itomori.
So you're saying they don't recognize the crater of the meteor that crashed down on the town?
The town close to them that they recognize. Later, they're like, oh, that looks like this.
So you're saying T and his friends should have recognized that?
No. The people in the town, because it was showing like he's kind of showing it to people, and they're like, I don't know. And it's like, you guys don't know? It's like your neighboring town. And this like very big event happened there. So Nate, what let's just kind of spoil like what happened so that it's clear for us to explain what the hell are we getting to.
All right. So pretty much we realize the body swaps were not in the same time frame. The body swaps were happening 3 years apart. So T was traveling to the past while M was traveling to the future. And therefore, the reason you don't have that connection or why they were body swapping anymore was because after the date, that's where she's like, oh, by now you should see the meteor in the sky. Well, that was the meteor that destroyed her town that she was in, where she and everyone died.
Yeah, and that's a huge twist or extra layer of difficulty in the movie. You're like, oh crap, not only are they switching bodies and they don't know who each other are and it's a dream state almost, now it's 3 years apart. It's very Lake House vibes. You ever see Lake House with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock?
No.
I'm not gonna, and you're not gonna be like ruining a great story for you, but there is that time conceit where you're like, well, this can't work out. You have to have some real extra Freaky Friday magic to make this work out. But so now you're curious to see how they're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Like how's he actually gonna meet up with this person? Because you mentioned like when it stops, all the text messages in the phone, all the notes go away. I don't understand why that happened necessarily. Because they always wouldn't have existed, right? But I get like in a conceit of like, oh shoot, like this M, according to T, has been wiped from like existence, and he's like, well, how does that work?
There's almost a higher power, whatever's happening at this point, some kind of god that's affecting it.
Yep. And so he starts to learn that all this happened, that he's reading the newspapers and all this at the library, and it's like, oh great, this happened 3 years ago in this town, and there was 500 fatalities, like no one's there.
Yeah. So he's learning about this trauma, and you still have the times where he forgets exactly what he was doing in that moment.
Yep.
He even travels with the ramen shop guy that takes him to the hill to where he can make that hike to the shrine. And he's even not sure, what am I going on this hike for? I just know I need to be here, but I don't know why. and he's just making his way up to the top.
Why was the ramen shop guy so dedicated to taking this kid who's obviously crazy up and down a mountain?
That's customer service. That's 5 stars for that ramen shop.
That's true. You buy another bowl when you get back.
Yeah. So T gets up to the shrine, and this is where he drinks her sake. And now it has fermented for 3 years.
Great leap in logic. He's like, I'll just drink the sake and that'll bring her back to me. Like, what? There was no lead up or like some magical like note he got about drinking sake. So I was like, that's a crazy assumption. But also, do these characters not know they can take their shoes and socks off before they walk through water? So outside the shrine, there is a circle.
That's what bothers you?
Yes, and they're standing on the outside, and before they leave, it's like, oh, this is crossing to the underworld, which is another kind of layer of like, oh, this is death, this is the past, and it's like, we're going to cross the underworld, and they just walk through in like their shoes and socks, and it's like, just take them off and walk through, and then put them back on in the shrine. Guys, you're all doing this. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, I just wanted to let them know that they can take off their stuff and not get wet, so just...
All right, so that's Todd's next out is wet socks and shoes.
In the underworld, especially.
So he drinks her sake. He ends up going back to the top of the mountain area. Or no, this is where he faints and ends up back. Yeah, this is where he faints and ends up back in M's body.
Yeah, because he starts to see all of her experiences. Like, he's starting to see her life and things that are going on.
And then this is where she switches back to his body, and she's in the shrine. She's wondering why he came here. And this is where she goes out to the top of the mountain to see that the town has been destroyed. This is her first impression of all of this.
Yep. I'm like trying to... Because there's even a scene where we get a flashback in this movie that's 3 years apart where she goes back to find T and gives him the braid in a subway car.
Yeah.
And he just wears it forever for some reason. Because you see him wearing it and you're like, why is he wearing her braid? At what point would this have happened? Again, the movie doesn't tell you why this has happened. You're like, oh, we're going to find this out. So there's another moment that's out of time that they did meet. And then you...
So, I'd like to apologize to everyone for sending you on an emotional journey through Grave of the Fireflies, and now... B, us trying to explain a body switching time loop movie.
Oh man, guys,
it makes sense in the movie. It makes sense. They do a much better job than we can explaining on this.
Imagine what we're saying, but with like visuals and like a timeline to it.
Yeah, right. People are like, no, that's even worse.
Oh God. I mean, so yeah, that happened in between there. And so you're like, why does he have her braid? Great, we're going to figure that out, right? So they do explain that. But yes, so now they've switched. Now she's somehow alive at the top of the crater. And then he also is making that journey from Ramen Dude dropping him off. And they meet at the top. And there's like it's going towards Twilight. Again, there's another conceit we didn't talk about. Twilight is mentioned. It's also a bit of a smoking gun of like Twilight is the barriers are down between the worlds, like awaking and sleeping, good and bad. Like
it's the magic moment is what they call it.
Oh,
when like the sun or whatever is setting at a certain time.
Yeah, it's like where everything that's I've seen that pop up in other stories and stuff in cultures. Like Twilight is where the barrier between the living and the dead is the closest or whatever. Yeah, and I did like when they're getting up there, the sun's going down. And you're kind of seeing one point of view and then the other point of view, and neither one of them, can see the other. And then there's like this beam of light that cuts the screen in half. And you're like, oh, that's cool. That's going to be like the split screen. And then they do see them. They both get to look at each other in quote unquote real time. They're talking to each other finally.
Yeah. So this is like the first time of them actually meeting. And they're still not sure on certain things because they don't know each other's names. They still forget that from time to time. And so this is where they kind of like, hey, you got to save yourself from the meteor. But also at the end of this whole moment, they're like, oh, let me write down your name on my hand or vice versa or whatever. What are you laughing about over there, Todd?
No, let's finish this and then I'll tell you what I'm laughing at because, okay. By the way, I said that's brutal when the pen thing happens. So he writes down under her hand and she closes it. You don't get to see what he writes. It's supposed to be his name, right? And then she makes one line on the hand, and then the music stops, the light goes out, and the pin just hits the ground. And you're like, oh my God, they cut it. The Twilight ended, and I was like, that is such a harsh, cool cut that it's just like, it just breaks you. You're like, oh my God, why did they have to do that?
Time waits for no one.
Oh, there you go. But it turns out he fucking just wrote down "I love you," which, dude, she needed your name, you fucking idiot. I get it. Super romantic. Way to shoot your shot, but I think you were there, bro. But what I was laughing at is, guys, meanwhile, what did I say at the beginning? Also, there's a natural disaster. And they're trying. So the friend group, meanwhile, this is happening. The friend group is blowing up a power substation.
Yep.
They've set bombs off to get the town to leave because they know that the comet's going to come here and kill everybody in this town. So they're trying to get everybody to leave Imatori, or the fucking fake town's name. They're trying to get them to leave it. And one of the friends is going to the school to make a public announcement. So they're both breaking the law to do this. And M's dad is also the mayor. Again, there's a subplot there. There's so much to this movie.
There's so much in little bits that it's hard to really just discuss it all, because in order to discuss this movie, you have to pretty much verbatim from A to B get all the subplots in order and then still make it connect at the end.
Dude, I'm thinking about some of my favorite movie reviewers, and they probably would have broken this down by plot line and then just told all that in one go. And then we were like, let's tell this in order when the order doesn't even make sense. Nate already apologized for both of us, so I won't do that. But yeah, so they're basically left on the top of the mountain, and now it's, can we save the town? And according to Wikipedia, this is the scene that they say here. It says, returning to Itamori, M finds that the mayor, her estranged father, Toshiki, has instructed residents to stay put. She persuades him to instead order an evacuation. The only scene we see of that is her walking up to a guy she, slapped or almost hit the time before, and seems to hate her for some reason. And then he kind of gives her she says you need to evacuate the town. This comet's going to do. And then it cuts. I assumed he didn't do it, but apparently he did. There's no way for us to assume he would have. It just doesn't seem it's in character for him to actually.
The only
do
thing
the
I could think of is through them body swapping and all that, they kind of get an idea of how others are. Where T is more, I don't want to say aggressive, but yeah, he's more actually oh, I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to make sure that I don't back down, whatever. Where M is more of no, I'm just going to let this happen. I'm not going to cause any more issues within it. So I think it's more of her realizing, you know what? I'm going to stand up for myself. Fuck you, Dad. You're a piece of shit. You have left your family to be in politics.
Yeah, he's a dick through and through.
Yeah. Either way, she's got great friends because they broke the law for her. And everyone from the town ends up listening to the announcement and I guess getting to safety. Granted, it's very mundane. No one's rushing.
I wrote down, they're meandering. Yeah, they're just da 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 da, and you're like, what the fuck are you guys doing here?
Yeah. No chaos. Very well behaved, I guess. Good for them.
Super orderly. And the movie does what it does best. It cuts and then tells you what's happened. So all of a sudden, we are 5 years later. T has graduated from university. He's sad all the time because he knows something's missing. He's fixated on Itamori's meteor strike, which we learned that everybody was saved by a last-second evacuation order. And you're like, oh, okay, great. The butterfly effect has taken place because everybody survived. The town, everything moved on like normal. Or in a different way. But.
Yeah, so this movie has butterfly effect, swapping bodies, time travel, romance.
But time jumps within the time jumps that are out of order. It's like Vanilla Sky. It throws layers onto you where you're like, I don't know when this takes place. But it does, you understand it. There is payoff. It's not us explaining it is trash. But them doing it, yes, like Nate said, it works.
Yeah.
Take us home, mate.
So pretty much from there, they're on the train, and T&M's train kind of bypass each other where they make eye contact and see each other for like a glimpse, and it reignites some kind of fire or just memories. And from there, they're trying to find each other or look around for each other to where they end up on steps, walking by each other, not saying anything in that moment, to where T turns around. He's like, I think I've met you before. And then ask, what's your name? And that kind of ends the movie right there. There's nothing more to it. It's just that you don't know what happens after. You just kind of have to make it up for yourself.
Unless you watch the sequel, apparently. The spiritual sequel, I should say. It's not a sequel.
Maybe their cameo is they're together in the sequel or whatever it is.
I didn't look that far into it because I didn't want to spoil just in case. But they're on the steps of the Shuga shrine. And he calls out to her, and they both at the same time say, your name is. And I was like, dang, dude. Okay, so if you were so every time they cross paths, it's like, bing, like a sound effect, right? And there's a scene where they walk by each other on the bridge. This bridge keeps showing up. I don't know what the bridge's significance is, but they keep showing up on this bridge. But whatever. They walk by and you get this kind of like, bing, knowing that they had this connection. It's like, that's kind of cool. I like that. And so, it happens. And so they're like, they get to their different respective stations, I think. I don't know how they found each other, because I was like, if I was him or her, I would take my ride to the next stop, get onto the train that goes back to that stop and go to where we saw each other. Like, I'd go back to the one we started on, right? And I was like, I would never would have found her. That would have been it. But they run through the city and it's like, oh, cool. So that they vibed, Nate. They vibed with the miles and they found each other. But I was like, I do like them ending on that, like, your name is, right? But I was like, I want to see the payoff. I want to see them be like, dude, your name is this, great. It's all flooding back. Like, I do remember your name and I touched your boobs and etc. Like, I kind of wanted that little fun moment, but I get poetically they ended that way.
So maybe, because this is all part of Makoto Shinkai's like disaster movie series. And I guess if they play not a part, but maybe their cameo in the next movies. What if it's just like their wedding and that's what's getting destroyed?
They're always in like a natural disaster, find each other, time loop.
And then the butterfly effect, whatever, in the next movie is just like, oh, actually their wedding turned out fine because it was saved. Right?
Well, I think they're all part of natural disasters. These movies are all about that. So like that's his thing. So yeah, I don't know what attacks him in the second one, but guys, so after that review, I don't think you're going to get numbers 2 and 3. Yeah. So overall, that's where it ends. I mean, it's a again, maybe, I don't know. Again, I think I've liked better ways of telling that story, especially recapping it from other things. But I do think it's a beautiful movie. The sound is great. The voice acting's great. Like, I didn't give the actors their credits because I'm just a dumb, ignorant American that can't pronounce things. But it's all well done. And I do appreciate it. And I am curious for the other two movies, to be honest.
Yeah.
What about you?
If you have stuck around this long, kudos to you first off, because I know that was a disaster of a review. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the movie. They did a good job telling a body swap and making everything kind of there for a purpose. Every little scene, detail, it all culminated into the end.
So, yeah. All right, you ready for some fun facts?
Yeah.
So the score of Your Name was composed by Yojiro Noda, the lead vocalist of the Japanese rock band Radwimps. So that was cool. Your Name was a major international commercial success until the release of Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Mugen Train. Yeah, these titles. It was the highest grossing Japanese film of all time, grossing a US 400 million worldwide. In Japan, it accounted for 10% of the nation's entire box office revenue of that year. That's
crazy.
Yeah, that's a cool stat to have.
Honestly.
Despite the praise, though, that he received, Shinkai insisted that the film was not as good as it could have been. Quote, "There are things we could not do. The director of animation, Masashi Ando, wanted to keep working on, but had to stop for lack of money. He says, for me, it's incomplete, unbalanced. The plot is fine, but the film is not at all perfect. 2 years was not enough." And I think I think it shows that there could have been, they needed more of that to flesh out and maybe not have the harsh cuts where you're like, well, that I get to like confuse your audience, but maybe not to that degree.
Yeah. I mean, the animation still, I think, looks great. It's one of those where even though you had the two main characters, they put just as much animation into all the side characters and everything else. They didn't slack off there at all. I know sometimes with anime and stuff like that, they will tend to not detail the side characters as much as the main characters.
Yeah, and I mean, and if you want to learn actually more about this movie, Nate, there is a manga, and it details how long everyone lived, their lives after this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I even saw like things like, well, the grandma lived to be this old, and I'm like, they went into side characters and where they ended up. So yeah, you're asking, do we get to learn? Yes, you get to learn everything if you read the book. So,
all right, looks like Todd's going to be reading the book to find out what happened to him.
Dude, I'm already getting too much into anime. It's too much. Ichigo, King, Shinji, Hikari, and
everyone's like, what is he talking about right now?
These are anime lead characters in Evangelion and Bleach. Those who know. Those who don't give a shit. But, that's it. That's your name, 2016. Give it a watch. Tell us how we did.
Tell us how bad we did.
Oh, I don't know if we need that.
So yeah, I guess in the meantime, Todd, next week, what are we going to talk about?
So the themes we took from this one, I decided to go with comets / asteroids / meteors. We'll see what happens to the title, but that's what I'm going to focus on. And I know which one you're going to do, Nate. And it involves me spitting into a cup and fermenting it that you can talk about in 3 years, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go over sake. And after I stated that I was going to go over sake, he said, "You obscure son of a bitch, you madman, you genius."
Because I didn't see it coming. I texted him that, to be fair. And he thumbs up me, you fucker.
I'm sorry, a thumbs up is not a proper reply usually.
No, it shouldn't rile me up as much as it does. But when I get a thumbs up, even knowing Nate's attitude, I'm like, I don't know what's going on in that guy's head right now. I don't know. He's wild. He's tipping tables over. He's outside screaming at the stars. I don't know what he's doing.
Yep. Exactly what I'm doing. Yelling at those meteors. Yes. Comets. You'll let me know next week.
Asteroids. Yeah. One of the three. Yeah, but until then, guys, until that episode comes out next week, Nate, can you recommend anybody something to do or watch or see or say or experience or recommendation station time, etc.? I'm so tired.
My recommendation station this week is going to be the new Transformers series.
Oh, the comics?
So this, yes.
Oh, okay.
So this was done by Image Comics, and the writer was Daniel Warren Johnson, and the artist was Jorge Corona. Yeah. I don't think the first few issues was actually Mike Splicer, and then taken over by Jorge Corona. I think it's a good story. They did a really good job telling it, and just kind of reintroducing you into some of the characters, kind of from a good starting point.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen the issues. I have a few of them. I didn't get in early enough to like keep collecting them right, so I have a few here and there. But I do like Corona's art style is great, and I've always wanted to read Transformers or watch like Transformers the movie. Don't get any ideas, but I've always wanted to like see more of that because I did enjoy like Beast Wars and stuff back in the day. So Transformers is always a property I enjoy. I just don't ever dive into. Like I saw the Shia LaBeouf movies, right? And those were fine for exactly one movie. But,
yeah. They went off the rails, but they fucking earned money, so good on them.
Did. Okay, so you did comic books. I'm going to do a video game, Nate, and see if you agree with me on this one, okay?
No.
Ooh, he's going to regret this in a second. Phasmophobia. It's long overdue. Long overdue.
Yeah, shit. I'm going to take my no back. That's a yes.
Yep. It's a yes. It's a ghost hunting one. Nate and I have been playing it religiously for a while now. It's got a big community. It's an indie developed. Like, they're small team just trying to put out updates and do things as they can. So it's not the most polished thing, but that's almost some of the fun and character to it, is the floaty body physics and stuff. But I mean, it's yes. What would you like to say?
Do you recommend they go into the game not looking up any
do the tutorial, guys,
rules or tutorial and just fucking play it?
Yeah, Nate and I have a problem. Every game we play, we never do the tutorial or look at like even button mapping or anything. We just figure it out as we're playing, and we'll learn 100 hours in. Oh my god, this had a second function, a basic function that we were going out of our way to like work around. It was just something everybody got right away.
To this day, we're still figuring out things.
Yes,
that you should be able to figure out within the first round, probably.
Yeah. So I would say if you guys jump into Phasmophobia, do the tutorial, and you'll probably pass us up. Okay, we should be so much higher in our levels. But yeah, right now there's like in a seasonal event. I know Nate and I are jonesing to get and finish this event and get a trophy that comes with it and stuff. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just play that.
Well, good recommendation.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
In the meantime, where can they find us?
Oh, you can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, your mom's house. Honestly, probably my mom's house because she doesn't listen to us. And while you're there, you know, if you're on Spotify or something, one of those platforms, leave a comment, leave a message, drop a like, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your loved ones, and tell those you hate, especially to start on this one, because they'll go, why would anybody listen to these guys describe a movie when they barely understand how to do that? So.
Yep. Yeah.
That's it, baby.
With that, treasure the experience. Dreams fade away after you wake up.
They do, but you know what never fades away?
Go on.
Our love. What's that? What did you say?
I said go on.
Oh, I thought you said come. What the fuck? Well, guys, it's fucking Candyland. That never fades away. Bye.